Hey guys, I have here the YSLY La Parfum. This is the 2021 edition. You can tell it's a 2021 because you see the Y band here. This whole thing, this is all in black. The 2025 edition, this thing's in silver. That's the only way you can tell if it's a 2021 or 2025. Now, when I got this back in the day, I thought it was kind of redundant. I mean, it did come out a little more deeper, like everything just felt a little more richer, but that's about it. I mean, the YSLY EDP was my go to. I used to love that scent. I still like that scent a lot. But the problem was the later on batches of the YSLY EDP, I kind of noticed that they just don't last as long anymore. They've just lost the longevity. The scent profile remained the same. I have no issue with the scent profile. I still have them. I have a couple of newer batches as well that I'm using. The scent profile is fine, perfectly. It's freaking great. I mean, it's a very youthful, lively scent. Absolutely love that one. Right amount of sweetness for me as well with that. Some of you might find that a little too sweet, but everyone to his own. But this one just came out a little more like as if it's just a little deeper, a little darker. It does still have the what do you call the green apple note in it, which is missing from the intense version. But the intense, they tried to do something like a little more fresher, maybe a little more mature take. They wanted to appeal to the older demographic. I kind of feel that's what they did. I wish they named it something else instead of intense, but anyway, that's a different story. So this one now, after the new batches of the EDP came, now I find relevance for this because this one just performs way better. There is no comparison for me. For me, on skin, clothes, this one just lasts way longer than the EDP. So I suddenly had this newfound, interest for the La Parfum 2021, and then I got myself another bottle. It basically was like a gift set in a bottle with a 10 ml of the EDP as well in it, but who cares about that? But I started getting a backup just because the EDP doesn't perform as much. So the EDP doesn't last me through like a full working day. Um, I don't know if it's just me, or maybe you guys will have other experience with that, but I've noticed a huge difference from the previous older batches, like what 4 years ago, and then this one. I mean, sorry, the new batches of the EDP. I mean, so because of that, this one suddenly has become much more relevant to me. Now, this one is a little more deeper. You might find the opening of this a little synthetic-y. It comes off compared to the. I'm not saying the EDP is not synthetic. I mean, they're all synthetics. They don't use natural oils and stuff. I mean, even if they do, it'll be minuscule. But this one does come off a little synthetic, and the apple note is a bit more sharper. And I've also noticed this one has a tonka note in the base, so it kind of gives that additional sweetness and a little more depth as well. But I'm not saying it's ridiculously sweet. And another thing for me, I find me using this for more, you know, office wear or more official uses, you can say. When there's a formal setting, I kind of feel like I should wear this than the YEDP because that one just comes off a little more juvenile. But even though this is just as sweet as that, this one is like you can also say it's a little more greener. It does have that a piney note in this one. If you want to take the official scent profile, yeah, it's all same. Yeah, there's the added aldehydes in this. I shouldn't forget that one. So that aldehyde actually, I think, also enhances the freshness of the whole thing. You get that laundry, that post laundry sort of a smell, that vibe you get. So it does add a little more freshness into the whole thing. So it becomes like a little more white shirt ish kind of a scent. But it does have that beautiful, the combo there, that is the lavender and the geranium. So that's there, which is great news. That just keeps the Y DNA intact. I totally like this one. Yeah, they also has the olibanum note in this one, which is probably why it gives you a little more formal vibe. So this one for me is more relevant now, not in comparison with the new La Parfa 2025, but with because the EDP, the regular EDPs just are not performing as well. And if you see, the Middle Eastern houses are suddenly now finding footing to make clones, or more stronger clones. Like Armaf just bought Dunescape. Dunescape is like a kind of a very strong YEDP sort of a clone, and it's been like, everyone's talking about it and raving about it. I have a review of that as well, which I've already done. You can go check that one out. And there's a market for that now, because the YEDP, it just doesn't perform like it used to. So if you see most of the videos, people keep talking about, oh, the EDP doesn't perform, so might as well just get a Middle Eastern one, and then they show Armaf Dunescape. So I think those guys have now found footing, just because the YEDP doesn't perform. But if you don't want to get the Middle Eastern clone, I think this one is something you can definitely consider. Now, the new 2025 La Parfum, I heard, is totally different. Like it has more woody nuances. It's more focused on the woody nuances and all that. It's just, it doesn't open with the green apple note. It's just not there. So I kind of feel they kind of moved away a little bit from the regular, YSLY DNA. uh, they do say it's still there. The DNA is there, but it's just not as prominent as before. I'll do a couple of sprays. If you want, you can see the sprayer. So yeah, there you go. There's a sprayer. Yeah, it's fine. It gets the job done. I mean, it's nothing extraordinary or anything like that. But yeah, it does get the job done. Um, yeah, I kind of like this, because for me, this one actually gets me through a whole workday easy, no problem. I do about, I will say, about 6 sprays of this. Probably, like, if you are going to be out in the intense sun in the peak summer, you just be a little careful, because it might get a little too cloying, because this one has that additional depth and a little more sweetness from the tonka and all that. So you just have to be a little mindful of that. But apart from that, I think this is something that would appeal to the probably the older demographic, or if you're just starting off work, or you need something more for more formal setting. I think you could pull this one off. But yeah, I've just found new admiration for this particular scent, which I didn't actually have before. Anyway, guys, that was just my quick take on the YSLY La Parfum 2021. This one's discontinued, so if you do want to try it, I mean, I would say definitely get a sample or a decant and see if that's for you. But if it's for you, and if you really want to pursue and get a full bottle, I would say do it, sooner than later, because this one's discontinued. You will find this with few discounters. I think Joma Shop has a few bottles, and you probably find it here and there on eBay. You might get the testers. So if this is something that appeals to you, yeah, you need to get it sooner than later,. It's gone otherwise. All right, guys, that was my quick review. I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Bye.